for the first time now, a majority of Republicans say that they view Trump's handling of the economy unfavorably. Over a third of MAGA Republican voters who voted for Trump in 2024 now say they're unhappy with him and want change. I mean, this is a huge shift for Republicans.
Well, those who are left adoring Donald Trump are the true believers. And there is a core of people that you will never be able to convince Donald Trump has done anything wrong, no matter how bad it is. And the
Yeah.
reason why is because it's easier to fool someone than convince them they've been fooled. Nobody likes to admit they're wrong when they've doubled down so often on this guy, but he has cleaved away most of the people. I mean, he lost Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was one
Yeah.
of his biggest supporters. There are people who he said, no forever wars. We're stuck in a forever war. He said he would release all the Epstein files. He hasn't released all the Epstein files. He said
Yeah.
things would get cheaper immediately. They didn't. They got more expensive. He said he would end the war in Ukraine on day one. That hasn't happened. So, you add up everything that he claimed he would do and what he's actually done. And, look, I will say that most of the MAGA people I know are not stupid people per se. They just fell into this trap. And when they woke
Yeah.
up from it and they said, holy shit, this isn't what I wanted. This isn't what anyone wanted. Then there were other people going, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. I don't want any immigrants in this country. I'm a racist. Those people are still with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
But, my brother-in-law from Missouri, who was just a farmer and wanted to make a living, wants the government mostly to leave him alone, except taking care of the roads and schools and healthcare. Those people like him are upset because they're seeing that the things that they thought they took for granted for that the government would do for them, the federal government, they aren't doing. And then you have
Yeah.
RFK Jr., who's, he has destroyed healthcare and nobody seems to care in the office of the
Yeah.
presidency. So,
and speaking of parties that seem to be out of touch and angry voters and what we do about a mess, that's our third big story is the Democrats have walked into another primary headache season. If you thought Democrats would be using the GOP's collapse to their advantage, well, you don't know Democrats. We had progressive Senate candidate Abdul al-Sayed, his nail-biting win in Michigan, where he beat Haley Stevens, who was Chuck Schumer's pick and the consensus Democratic establishment pick. Now, Democratic centrist groups are saying they're going to spend millions of dollars opposing Syed, even if that means a Republican picks up the Senate seat that was vacated by outgoing Senator Gary Peters. The New York Times now says Democrats are, quote, ready for war with the left flank, even though voters say that they agree with most of the policies that these progressive candidates they've nominated want. Chuck Schumer's also in big trouble. 6 of the candidates who are now running for Senate say that they wouldn't support him as leader if they're elected. Brian, it seems like Democrats now have turned their fire directly on themselves for reasons I can't understand. What's your take? What are you hearing?
Democrats, however low the Republicans go, the Democrats have trouble crawling over the bar. And if you want to tell me how you are so damn superior to the Republicans, Democrats, how is it you lost to Donald Trump twice? How pathetic are you that you can't defeat someone who is the most pathetic person to ever be elected as president? Not only the most pathetic, but the most corrupt, the lyingest. The Democrats should, instead of preaching to us what is right, they should put people in office. I'm tired of the virtue signaling. I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of the left going after the right going after the left, and the middle going after both, while both go after the middle. The Democrats are the Big Tent party left in the United States, supposedly, and they will snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory every chance they get. And it's just, look, you run how your district, if you're a Democrat, you do it the way Tip O'Neill did it. When Tip O'Neill was tasked by the Democrats to win back the House, what did he do? And this was back in the 60s, I believe it was. And they put him on the road. He was just an up-and-coming congressman himself at the time. But he said, look, I didn't go to him and go, who's the best Democrat? I said, who's the most popular guy in this district? We'll stake you.
Yeah.
And you could win. And so they won back, and they built a coalition of people, some who were conservative, some who were moderate, and some who were liberal. But this is what you're seeing is, it's Newton's law, third law, I believe, applied to politics. For every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction. You've got the
But
far
it
right.
does seem like Democrats are afraid of popularity, right? Like
Yeah, well,
it's not just that Chuck Schumer's chosen and funded candidates who have lost, but that when they lose, Democratic leaders and the DSCC and these organizations in Washington say, we're not going to live and let live and accept that we were wrong. We're going to try and destroy El Sayed and these progressive candidates. We would rather have a Republican win than a progressive. And that to me just seems crazy.
especially if you look at who the Republicans are. None of them are
Yeah.
going to be anything but pro-Trump. Really? You would that's what the Bernie Bros did after they lost to Hillary. They were
Yeah.
going to, and that's why Trump won in 2016. No, we'd rather be for him than her. I'm going, well, you're not a Democrat then. You know, I was at that Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia, and I came away I knew the day after that convention that Clinton was going to lose because of what the Bernie Bros said and the attitude they had. And so, if you want to keep losing, Democrats, go ahead. This is the perfect path to
Yeah.
destruction. Continue on it, please, if you secretly love the Republicans and what Donald Trump has done to this country. If you're a Democrat, Fred Wellman, 2nd District, Missouri, great guy. He says, look, I am a Missouri Democrat. The DCCC didn't put much money into him, and he still won.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because he listened to people in his district. That's how you win. So, Mamdani is great in New York City. He doesn't fly in West Virginia. All right. So Michigan, this guy won, back him.
Yep.
Because that's exactly what you need to do is win first, have your arguments later. Just try it once, Democrats, just once. Pull your head out of your butt and win a race, and then you can argue about what it is that we're so virtuous about. It drives me absolutely insane because if you can't look at what Trump is and just say, look, we just need someone better than that, someone who will recognize and respect the Constitution. Let's start with that because that's how the country was built. Don't tell me you want to destroy the Senate. Just tell me you want to get elected and you're gonna govern for everyone, even those who voted against you.
And the amount of bad blood this has created, though, worries me because now Michigan voters, Michigan Democrats, now have told pollsters that they view the National Democratic Party even less favorably than they did before. It's at record lows. They say they do not trust the DNC, that they feel like the DNC meddled in this race. There were a couple weeks where every negative El Sayed ad on TV was funded by a Democrat. I mean, Republicans got to coast on us eating our own. How do you even start to repair that kind of lack of trust?
Well, I think you do what Donald Trump should have done a long time ago. Look in the mirror. Democrats, my plea to you as an independent observer of the political nature, and I'm not going to tell you how I voted because that's up to me. I have I cast a private ballot and I want to keep it that way. But I will say I am probably harder on those that I like than those that I don't like, and I'm pretty hard on those I don't like. Just ask Donald. So, and I can't stand him. But the point being is that at some point in time, wake up, get involved, grow a set, and be an adult. Not everybody's going to agree with you, but we should all at least agree on the basics, the Constitution.
And it really says something. I think if Democrats had won in 2024 and then had picked up seats in the House and Senate, I mean, having Chuck Schumer come into Maine and Michigan and all these states and say, we know better than you who you should support. Don't support who you want. Then you'd be inclined to listen. But now you have a party that hasn't proven the establishment candidates can win. And you expect voters to come and support you and abandon people who are talking about issues that matter to them.
Yep.
Like you said, candidate quality is everything. Voters care about their candidate understanding what they're facing.